Yay, you see the bot. Can you hear me? Yay! And I think we're back. We'll give it a minute here before I start doing anything to see if it craps out again. Okay. It looks like we're stable again. Stupid Twitch. Anyways, so what I was doing when this all fell apart was I traced out the pins along that side that are damaged. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them that I've got to resolder because I literally took the pads off the board. I don't know if I have anything fine enough or small enough to do those repairs though. So this board might be a lost cause. We'll try it and see still. Oh, speaking of IRC, since this all went to crud. Okay, my bot didn't get kicked. So whatever happened was all on the video servers and nothing on the chat servers. Yay, Twitch. Let's try this again. Yeah, when KB sanitized it, he may have sanitized the wrong part of his code, is what I'm guessing, Sophie. Is not only did he delete something, parts that were, proprietary and things like the OAuth codes and stuff, but he might have deleted something important as well. Okay. I have to figure out if I've got any wire that is fine enough to solder to that. I don't think I do. So this clock may be dead in the water already. He's probably running a different version of Java or than Unity than you, because my guess would be that he hasn't updated his Unity in a while, because he tends not to update things. Kind of think. Have any thin wire? Yeah, I don't think this thing's gonna work at all now, because I did that. One of those pins is the ground for the chip. So the chip won't even run unless I can tack on wires, and I don't think I have the skills to do that. I know I don't have any of the small enough wire to do it. So, this project's gonna get put on hold because I broke it. Yay me. But what we can do tonight is I can switch over and make that sound generator. I will note these down so I have them. So, on chip. That one. So YouTube. YouTube. Birth from left. switch to three sixth from okay. C1 ground. Okay. 16. Okay. So yeah, that was all my fault. I broke that. I'll put the hardware in here. I will see about getting a new one of these and starting over. Or see if I can fix this one. But for now, I doubt I can fix this. I'm not very hopeful on fixing that. Only because of the size of what I've got to solder to. But I got a whole bunch of spare parts, I guess. These might be fun to play with later. But I'll have to get a new clock. Alright, so this one. I just got too aggressive with that one. Got ahead of myself. It'll be time to order a new one. So, anyways, let's move on to this thing. Oh, come on. Come on out. Okay. The instructions don't want to come out either. There we go. Oh, fun. They're 100% in Chinese. Yeah, 100% Chinese. Not a lick of English on this thing. Good thing I know how to read schematics. I don't know what all these pin headers are for, but I guess we'll find out soon enough. And hang on a sec. I just got an email on my work phone. I have to see if it's important. Okay, not important. Well, not yet, anyways. Just my safety coordinator assigning new safety material to me. Yellow. I haven't seen yellow on a resistor in a while. Okay. I guess those are going to be my 150Ks. Got switches. 4 switches. I got, oh, okay, there's my ICs. It's like, where's my ICs? 4006 and a 4066 and a 4011. So not 100% sure what those ones are. They have a diode. Where does my diode go? My diode goes. Oh, okay. So my pin header is at least for that. That's gonna be fun to solder on. Let's see here. Okay, I should have 2 diodes. Okay, I have 2 of those diodes. And I have 1 of those diodes. Bunch of resistors. One of which is making love to the speaker and doesn't want to let go. Okay. Capacitor, pin headers. I'm not sure what the pin headers are for, because it doesn't tell me all that much. Unless they're to mount this thing. Alright. Okay. Trying to see what's going on here now. Why didn't they give me right angle headers? Well, welcome back, Lady G. I need to pop my chat back over on my main screen so I can actually see when people are chatting with me. Because in all those reboots and everything, it got kicked to my other screen. There we go. So, yeah, how many do I have here? I've got... See, I don't know. Yeah. Side of the board. Okay. My guess is, so that is marked positive. So comes over through a zigzag track. Okay, that connects to that switch. Then connects to those three switches, which then connects to that switch. So where else does that connect? This is going to be a fun one to figure out because of that little module right there. And I assume K1 and K2 are F1 and F2 on the instructions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Where does that go out to? There's a capacitor. Okay, so there's C1. So there's the capacitor, which is feeding back. There. Oh, there's my power connectors, I think. That's marked plus, that's marked minus. This goes over to diode, and then from that diode, okay. Seven. This circuit's not making a lot of sense. Oh. So, this is another little project I did a while ago. If it's gonna still work. Okay, yes, it still works. It's called a component tester. So, you just stick your component in there, close it, and click the button. Testing. Okay, so that's a 640 ohm. With, 620 ohm, which is resistor 2. Okay. So that's going to be resistor 2. Through hole is much easier to deal with than surface mount. Let's see. I was never very good at remembering resistor codes. Which is why it's just easier to do this. That's a 60K. Oh yeah, and it's actually kind of cool, because... So, I've got it in there right now. It tests it, and then it tells you it's a resistor. Or I can take that out, and I'll put a capacitor in here. Might have missed the pins that it's supposed to be in. Because it told me it was a missing or damaged part. There we go. See, now it tells me, it even tells me it's a capacitor with a loss of 0.5%. It's 92 nanofarads with an ESR of about 9.3 ohms. I really like this thing. And it was another little kit that I found on eBay and just put together. I've never tried slapping a integrated circuit in it, but I have a feeling that would just fry it. Okay. Let's see, resistor 1 is 270, and so is resistor 5, which I'm guessing are these resistors here. Double check them. Yeah. Lady G, the one interesting tool that I wish I had is they actually make a tool for shaping these surface or these through-hole resistors. You just squeeze it like a gun, like the trigger on a gun or something, and it just folds the leads and crops them. Okay. Those are all in. All that's left now is the 150Ks, which are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they gave me 6. Just double check this guy. Yeah, close enough to 150 ohms. As I drop it. Okay, there we go. Lost my mic there for a second. It's all crazy. Pliers. Realize I'm gonna need those too on this project. Hi, Fretless. Welcome. You missed the fun earlier. I was trying to do some surface mount stuff and broke the board, and then Twitch decided to break its ingress servers. So I've moved on to something to make noise. So the joy I get is the instructions are 100% in Chinese. So I'm pretty much going off of the schematic. And to start with, I'm just getting all the resistors in place and then I'll solder them down. They keep doing that where they go this little weird loop. So having to reshape them with a pair of pliers here. Because I like my components to sit nice and flush against the board. It just looks nicer. Oh, so what was happening... Here, I'll pull that board out. Let me get this resistor in. Yep. So, this is a little dot matrix clock board. I was soldering that chip on there, and I soldered it on crooked, and I tried to desolder this side to get it to straighten it out. Well, I lifted half the pads off the board on that side. So I'm either going to have to see if I can get some fine enough wire to do some repairs on those pins, because I don't have anything smaller than 22 gauge right now, and it's stranded at that. And so I'm going to have to see if I can do, enact a repair, or more than likely what I'm going to do, because it's such a fine pin pitch on that chip, I might just buy another kit, because this kit was like $3. And if I do buy another kit, I got a load of spare parts, including some dot matrix LEDs that might be fun to play with an Arduino later. Because actually, let me pull those out and show them to you. I unfortunately don't have any specs on them, but they're nice little dot matrix. And, I just got several pins on the back. And judging by the wiring of the circuit, I'll have to test it, but I think they're a common cathode. Well, actually, being a dot matrix, it's probably one set of pins is for horizontal and the other set of pins is for vertical. They might be fun to play with, actually. Let me... I just turned on my bench power supply here, and I'm turning down the voltage to just under 3 volts. Because my power supply is not current limited. If I put a ground there... Yeah. I've only made one other clock. And here, let me show it to you. Let's see here. Let me get the cam up. That little clock down there, I put that one together. And that right there is actually in my channel. It's my ongoing project that I'll probably never finish. It's called Arduino Bot, and he is actually here in chat. He is currently connected to Twitch via IRC. I custom wrote the IRC client in C using parts from, I think it was a Telnet client that I found in the examples library for the network card. But, you know, he's got a little LCD screen there. He tells you what channel he's currently in, because I can move him to other channels. In fact, one of them is the guy who inspired me to stream. I can kick him over here, and you can see 4 kilobyte short. He does mostly gaming with the occasional coding. If you're interested, he just recently got, I think it was Horizons that he's been playing on the PS4. He also also recently was gifted Oxygen Not Included that he might be playing soon. And usually on Sundays he does a thing called Tales from the Dark, where he loads up what is it? The Long Dark, and sits and reads. And Lady G here is also a frequenter over in there. Oh, yes, I actually have some other funny commands in here too. That is an inside joke from the Fallout series. I believe it was Fallout 2, where you run into a guy in one of the towns that's like, do you have a minute to talk to about our Lord and Savior crop rotation? Oh, and one thing I forgot about the bot. His software is open source. And I have him up on Dropbox. That, of course, is sanitized where it doesn't have my OAuth codes or anything in there. And I do need to update him because I don't think I've gotten the ability to switch channels built into the version that's currently up on Dropbox. And, oh, you know what I just realized? Yeah. Because of all the twitchness that was going on, I forgot that I stopped the music. And I'm like, where is the music? It's down there. There we go. Just have that quietly going on in the background. And since you weren't here for the announcement for earlier, Fretless, a few things are going to be changing my channel soon. I am getting a professional mic in tomorrow. But right now, I'm just using an old Turtle Beach headset mic. And for the rest of you that's been in my channel for since I started, I don't know if any of you followed me on Twitter, but I had fun last weekend with my Windows. I will not be using AVG anymore because it's the one that caused all the problems. But I was lucky enough to get things back working again. Oh, and my face. There we go. My cam software setup is kind of interesting too. By day, I do work for Honeywell in their building solutions division, doing security and stuff, and that, setting up like security cameras and things, and that happens to be what my bench cam and my face cam is. That it's a it's all running through an encoder and then into my computer. And Lady G, so here's what happened with my AVG, which is why I won't be using it again. I was setting up my new network equipment, and I bumped my computer, which disabled the keyboard and mouse. And, I plugged it in, unplugged it, couldn't get it to do it again. So I hit the power button to do a soft shutdown. And AVG was doing a scan while I did that. And because the computer shut down while AVG was doing the scan, it deleted some important bits of the boot up sequence, which in turn made me have to reinstall Windows. I fought with it for a couple of hours before I did finally do an install or reinstall, which was my fault. I should have just done that in the first place. So, yeah, as long as you don't shut down your computer while it's scanning, you should be fine. Or it might just be my computer telling me it's time to get a new one. Right now, I'm just using Windows Defender, because it seems to be doing fine. I've been contemplating actually going for a paid-for solution, which a friend of mine suggests Trend Micro. I'm going to stay away from like Norton or McAfee, because both of those are a virus in of themselves. Okay, I think my resistors are soldered now. Yep, they're all soldered and they're all down nice. leads off. I really need to get a container to start containing these things. Because I've been told that these make great patch repair chunks for circuit boards like I, recently broke. Plus, they also hurt if you step on them barefoot. Okay, all the resistors are in. Let's do the diodes. I always forget, is the black band the one with the arrow? Well, let's see, D1 and D2 are the 4148s, which are these guys. Oh, like I said, I always forget. Okay, so arrow, okay, black band is the side of the line. Should, oh. I guess I could have just looked at the, yeah, okay, so those are common bust over to that resistor, okay. So, I guess I could have just looked at the board because it doesn't have the diode symbol, it actually has the line. These diodes are in. And the last of the other diode is D3. And I didn't bend it enough. Hi, Jinx. So, yeah. I was having trouble streaming earlier. And I was having fun breaking a board. I don't know if you were here for that. I'm probably going to butcher this name, but hi, Björd? Yeah, I started using Windows Defender because looking at it, it offers the same amount of protection as AVG or something like Avast free. And it comes with Windows and it updates with Windows. So yeah, and I've got a paid for version of Malwarebytes that I use as well. So, if I do catch something, I can clean it. And if I really catch something, I can load up my Linux partition and clean it from there. Although, I still have to fix my Linux partition because installing Windows 8 grub. And I just haven't gotten around to fixing Linux yet. Because I've been too busy getting stuff working in Windows. Like reinstalling programs and getting OBS set back up. Yeah, my Twitch app also logs me out occasionally, so you gotta watch that too, Jinx. Okay, diodes are done. You might be right on that. I haven't personally tested it though, because yeah, I like my computer. Okay. What is my next tallest component? Might be this transistor. Actually, it's probably the IC sockets. Which I'm not a big fan of them just putting ICs in straight styrofoam like that. Yeah. Jinx is also from 4 Kilobyte Shorts channel, and he is our resident Linux guru over there. He also helps out a lot with programming when people need it too. Which I may do coding coding streams from time to time as well on here. Still haven't decided, but it's I've gotten my Unity and Visual Studios reinstalled, so. For those of you who haven't soldered before, an easy way with these IC chip holders to get them in, you tack down opposing corners, make sure they're sitting down flat, and then solder the rest of the pins. Oh, come on. Yeah, which is why I know that, which is why I haven't asked you for any help on Arduino Bot, even though I would like to fix his parsing system because it's very inefficient right now, and it still only takes 4-character long commands. Of course, I could get really fancy with Arduino Bot if I wanted to. I could replace the bootloader on him with a straight AVR programming and program him in machine language. I just don't know if I'm ready for that level of masochistic, yeah. Don't know if I'm that ready to be for that much pain and suffering. Looks like we'll do the transistor next. But, oh, yeah, and for you programmers out there, I linked this earlier in chat for Lady G. Humble Bundle is giving away a bunch of programming books for $15 right now from the Make Company. Let me link that in chat again here. As soon as my wife gives me the okay, I'm going to be spending at least the $15, possibly even upwards of $25 for that one, because the one book in there alone is $25. Okay, transistor in. Let's do. Yes, Jinx, I feel the pain every time I'm trying to get that thing to work, because I literally have to take the reason I say it's so inefficient right now is because I was having troubles comparing the string against another string. C kept telling me that I could not compare one string to another string. So the commands are literally stored as arrays of characters, and I convert the incoming string to an array and then compare the arrays character for character. It's very inefficient. I've started learning Python, and I've actually thought about seeing if there's a way I can convert an Arduino over to be able to program it with Python instead of C. Okay, capacitor in. Let's see. Is that going to be taller than the chips? Or, I mean, the switches? Holes didn't quite get drilled right. Yeah, that's going to be slightly taller than the switches. So, switches next. Oh, so I'm not really converting anything. I'm just using up CPU cycles. Okay, fine. We're gonna do these one at a time because they don't want to stay in. They're gonna tack down the outer shell. Make sure it's straight on there. Okay. My next one. Put it in. Of course, with Arduino Bot, I could always do what everybody keeps telling me I should do, which is I should put him on a Raspberry Pi and just use Merc. But then he wouldn't be an Arduino bot. He'd be a Merc bot. Yeah, I think strings in general are just a pain, Jinx. Although I like the way Python handles them so far in what I've been learning. They're so much easier than C. Although I should look into getting that plugin again for Visual Studios that allows me to program in just about any language that Visual Studios can talk, which is C, C++, C Sharp, Visual C, Visual Basic. You know, pretty much all the Microsoft ones. And then you can program your Arduino. You can program in whatever language you're comfortable with, and then it will upload it to the Arduino as machine code. All from within Visual Studios. So. Okay, all the switches are tacked down. Oh yeah, you're right. Merc doesn't run on Linux, but I could still run something like YChat, or I forget what the other one is, that I've got loaded up on an Arduino Yun that's running WRT open. You know, the one that I'm running on there, it's a command line based IRC. It's primarily used for creating IRC relays. I was gonna see if I could create a bot in it. Okay, switches are in. In speaker, go in. Go. Okay, make sure I got that the right way around. it the right way around. Okay. One side's sitting up a little high. Go. Still sitting up high. Okay. Yeah, and see, that's why I was thinking about doing that command line one, Jinx. But yeah, you can, I guess, like I did for Arduino bot, create one from scratch. Okay. I gotta figure out. Assuming. Hang on a sec. That was my. Go away, star charts. Oh yeah. Download an entire library into your bot. Isn't that what Watson's for? All right, give me a sec here. I am going to look this thing up and see. Oh wait. Amazon.com. Orders. Because I'm gonna look at pictures of that to see exactly how they have that mounted to it. Let's see. They have a different circuit board. Well, actually, no. Okay. Isn't that slightly cheating, Sophie? Okay, so. How did they solder theirs together? Okay. So, yep. Alright. Looks like the easiest way to do this is going to be have it slip down inside the board. And then all those little trimmings that I have are going to come in handy. So yeah, I'm literally going to stick it down in the board like that and then solder things together. So yeah, that is odd, Sophie, because I never had to do a culminating project for high school. Or are you in college? One. Ah, no. That sucks, Lady G. Now, Sophie, one of the things that my school did require all of us to do before, as a requirement for graduating, was take the ASVAB for the military. And I scored so high on it, they wanted me to put me in the nuclear program. Okay, I'm gonna need my helping hands here. Yeah, now, when I was in college, I was required to do a final culminating project, which, since it was computer networking, they basically handed us it was kind of a group project for the entire class, where it was they had us each set up 2 computers and our own little mini network. And then from there, we set up VPNs between the different networks across the school's network. Which, as long as you could show that you did your part right, you passed. Yeah, I forget what I scored on that. I just know that when the reps saw it, they're like, oh, We have just the school for you. You can come learn how to work on our nuclear reactors. Oh, we did it in school, Sophie. It was our last day of school. That basically you got to go home once your project was done on the last day. Okay. Those two are soldered in. Slip that down into the board. Okay. That is a great way to do that. I like that, Jinx. I would like your teacher. Reminds me of my Linux teacher because I was using Linux before I even got to the Linux class. So I was screwing around in the back of the classroom, playing games and stuff. Well, he was having problems getting his Wine to work on his laptop. So he told me, "You want to play games? Fine. Get Quake to work on my laptop, and then you can play all the games you want." One class period later of downloading a bunch of drivers and reconfiguring Wine, I discovered that somebody had already done all that work for me and recompiled Quake for Linux. So I downloaded it, installed it on his laptop, handed it back to him, and said, "Here you go." Okay. Oh, don't tell me I just broke that that off. Gee, I am just having loads of fun breaking traces tonight. I just broke another. I broke one on this one. At least this one's easily fixed. I didn't bridge any of the other. Fixed. There. Putting these little link wires in is fun. And it's going to be fun to solder them too. Yeah, that is one thing I did like about my college. I like, for example, my Cisco class. My teacher was a CCIE, that he supplemented his income of teaching by selling his Cisco, by being a consultant for Fortune 500 companies. They'd basically pay for his name because just by having his name and associated certificate number, they got a discount on their Cisco gear. But he was in it for the love of teaching, not for the income. Yeah, that's 2 in. I don't even know if I need all these links. Looking at the pictures online, some of them aren't even used, but the pads are there, so I'm going to solder them in. My high school shop teacher was that way when I started playing around with the CNC lathe because he had just acquired it. He hadn't even played with one yet in his life. And since it was like my fifth semester of taking woodshop class, he charged me with figuring out how his CNC lathe worked. Yeah, I don't like Gerber files and the, what is it, the G code. But yeah, he's like, well, it produced the part that you drew in the CAD software, so I guess you get an A. Come on. Yeah, that's actually one of my hesitations of getting into 3D printing. Is having to relearn G code all over again. Okay, only 3 more of those little link wires to put in. Yeah, it might have been. Oh, I had to kind of laugh the other day. I got a call from my old company. You remember how I wrote that elevator interface in Unity? Yeah, they were asking me how I did it. They were wondering what code I was using. And all the back end stuff, it was written by another company in C, but it was a bunch of command line commands. And you had to modify registry keys. And the nice little GUI that I built for it. They were asking me how I did it. And honestly, I don't remember how I did it. And come to think of it, I can't even look it up now because the original files, I think, got wasted. When my Windows install got wasted. So, yeah, hopefully that elevator system never breaks because they're screwed if... Oh, wait, you know, never mind. There is a copy of the source code on their file server at their office unless they deleted it. Because that was one of my parting things as I uploaded it to their file server. In case they ever needed it. Oh yeah, that's always fun too, is when you're that far ahead of the class. That's about what I told him, Sophie, was, yeah, I don't work for you anymore. I don't remember how I programmed that. Good luck. Although, you want to hear the funniest thing about that? I logged into my TeamViewer account the other day, and that server is still on my TeamViewer account. They haven't changed the password to the TeamViewer app yet. So if I wanted to, I could play around with an elevator. Yeah, I guess I could do that, Jinx. But the problem with that is I know that they wouldn't pay it. They'd get one of their other guys to just try to reverse engineer my work. Which I say good luck to him because I hardly commented a line in that thing. Because it was literally one of those written on the fly overnight kind of things. In fact, I was actually in the elevator control room writing the final snippets of code, waiting for the elevator inspector, the city inspector to get there. Okay. This is being fun and not liking to take solder, so. I'm gonna still need that. Yeah, like I said, Jinx, what they would probably do is they have a couple of other guys that program as a hobby that I think still work there. And they just get one of them to try to reverse engineer my code. But like I said, I think I was literally writing that in the elevator control room, waiting for the inspector, and I don't think I commented half of it. So even me, it'd probably take a couple hours to figure it out what I was doing. Okay. Just look at this, make sure nothing is touching. Okay, there is a gap between there. Okay. Okay. Well, Sophie, the worst I can do with that is I can lock and unlock floors. I can't actually cause the elevator to go anywhere. That is on a different computer. So the way it's set up is there's the server that controls the card readers and the database and everything for that. And then it basically has two network cards in it. And then so one connects to the internet and the other one um, is a dedicated point-to-point connection from it to the server that controls the elevators, which are running a proprietary version of Linux that is actually surprisingly easy to get into. So, yeah, the way the elevator control works is so my little program writes things to a registry file. Yes, Windows registry file. We're manipulating the registry because the elevator company came back with a solution of this little command line thing that once you run it, it uploads a registry entry as a text file via TFTP to the elevator controls. So my little Unity interface, basically all it does is it modifies those registry entries like they should, and then uh, executes the command line as a bash file. Or well, actually, I think it's a Windows PowerScript file. Yeah, I'm using Unity to execute a Windows PowerScript to execute a program written in C that's command line only to copy a registry key to a text file and upload it via TFTP to a Linux machine that then their Linux machine, every time that file gets updated, it it reads it and then upload or makes changes accordingly. It's kind of a complicated roundabout way of doing it, but it works. All right, time to get these chips in. Oh, I forgot to change something. There. Now that I'm almost done with this, I noticed that. Okay, I see one in. I see two in. You know, I could possibly do that, Sophie, but herein lies the problem. I don't know where the elevators are remotely. That's all controlled by the other walled off computer. And I just saw a blip on my bitrate. Second chip in. Now I need to power this sucker. We'll start. It's probably gonna be 5 volts. Alrighty. See if I can get these little banana clips to work. I'm gonna have to get out some DuPont connectors. Warning, this might be loud, I don't know. Okay. So that works. Hey, I think I just found my new alert tone. That's kind of interesting. I can change the capacitance by touching the bottom of the board. I'm gonna turn that down. That would actually make a pretty good alarm clock. Okay. So, it works. I didn't break it. Oh. Let's see, what time is it? Well, that's fun. I can annoy people with that. It's a bummer the clock broke. What else can I play with right now? Let's see. I was gonna play with these hot matrix and see what I can do with them. What color they even are. I think they're supposed to be blue. Oh, great. Did I... There we go. Hi, Fiber. I saw that you followed me on Twitter the other day. I'll have to look up the specs on these things and see how I can drive them. There seems to be no rhyme or reason to how they're driven. Yes, I did. I'll have to get the spec sheet on these things and see what I can do with them. They look like they might be fun to drive, even though I killed the clock. Yeah, well, you missed some fun, Fiber. First off, I broke that. I was trying to solder it, soldered this thing on crooked, tried to straighten it, and lifted half the pads off this side. This thing was only $3. I think I'm just gonna order a new one rather than try to repair what's there, and just use the parts for other things. Then I spent most of the stream putting that together, which you heard its annoyingness. But hey, it's a fun little thing to play with. And I don't know if you were here for last stream or not. We built that last stream. Well, last soldering stream. Let's see. What else can I do? I guess I can start looking at the other thing that I purchased here. Extra parts. Gotta love extra parts. Yeah. Oh, Fiber. That little thing. The instructions were entirely in Chinese, so I went entirely off the schematic. No, Sophie. I didn't. I know how to make one. Timers are easy. It's getting the rest of the components around that that's hard. Okay. Well, I am going to... Well, I just finished my dinner here. Sorry for eating in your ear. I just realized I forgot to mute the mic. I need to take a quick break and refill my water glass and use the restroom. So, everyone else out there, go ahead and stand up, take a break, get a drink, do what you need to do. I'll be right back. Link. It looks like a nice work there, Lady G. I wish I had have learned how to do that. Come on. Thank you, Workbench Cam. Oh, and the kids just got home. So things might get a little noisy. So Fiverr, I was showing this off earlier to chat, which might be the next thing I start. So I got a nice circuit board, some ICs, and a couple of resistors. But the big thing is, I don't know if there's really 1,000 of them in here, but that's what the bag says, is 1,000 LEDs. I know for this project I need, let's see, what is it? 8 by 8 by 8. What's 8 cubed? I can't think here. Oh, and my daughter decides to pop up in the background there. So 8 cubed. So yeah, I need 512 LEDs for this project. I don't know how many is actually in this bag. You want to see what I worked on tonight?
Yeah.
Well, first off, I broke a clock.
Broke a clock.
I was trying to solder that on and broke it, so this whole kit's junk now. But I can still use all the parts.
Yeah.
You're chewing bubble gum. I can smell it.
Egg bubble gum. Easter bubble gum.
What do you think it is?
Yeah. A sweet tooth.
Mm-hmm.
What does it do?
What do you think it does?
On and off something.
Well, what's that?
Battery.
Mm-mm. It's a speaker. So what do you think it does?
Makes music.
Close.
It's like, or like makes. Wow.
Mm-hmm. Oh, do tell. I'm always up for advice on that on my bot.
Yeah. That or
No, that one.
I know that you can use like connects to make things work.
Yes, I did use Connects.
How I noticed the sides have connects in them. This Jennings bar with chocolate. I wouldn't tell.
Now all of Stream knows though.
Boom. Squishy.
Yeah, fiber. I haven't set up link control yet. Nice. I like it. I figure I'm small enough with a few enough amount of streamers that I can still afford to not have to worry about Nightbutt or any of them yet. Mainly because I just haven't bothered to go set them up to be in my channel yet. Because I haven't decided which one I should go with.
Oh, are those the LEDs?
Yes, those are LEDs.
It looks like a phone.
There better be at least 512 of them in there.
We don't know.
Okay, let's see.
Why do you need that many?
Because of what this is.
So, like, you gotta put them in these.
Yeah.
I know how to solder. Well, I've done it with you before. What I mean by I know how to solder.
So, this is an LED cube. It's gotta build up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a switch. That's a switch. That's a switch. Resistor, resistor. That must be the programming pins.
What about your handy helper is that open up this arm. How do you open up this arm again? It's like a small things. And if you have small things like these, and magnifying glass.
Oh, okay. So I will have to play around with that. Maybe get stop the IDE from yelling at me that I've put too much or I'm using too much RAM because there's only 75% left. Or no, there's 75% being used. And I can get commands longer than 4 characters. Hey look, another ST Micro. This one's not so micro. So hopefully I won't break this one. Don't mess with it.
I'm glad that it looks cool because you put this.
Okay, so it only comes with one switch, but yet I've got places for 2 switches.
I
Oh,
have another switch. Same with the comment.
thank you, Lady G.
Is your speaker time too?
Alright, so the main reason I'm going through this, guys, is because this didn't come with any instructions at all. So I am literally going to be doing this one on the fly, trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
But like I said, I've got 2 switch spots here that aren't that I don't have switches to populate with. So I have to figure that out. I know I'm assuming this is the on-off switch that goes here. I gotta figure out which way this switch has to go in order for it to work, because again, I don't have any instructions.
Oh, it looks like a little
Eh.
that part.
I scratched the solder coating. That's not gonna look as nice.
Well, it will still work.
Yeah, it just won't look as nice.
Kind of looks like a marionette.
There we go.
This looks like a marionette.
Hmm.
Marionette.
But it's a push button switch.
It's just marionette with a hat.
You know, I never thought about using the carriage return jinx. I don't know why I never thought about that. Okay, so that's gonna go in there. Must you touch everything? I really need to order that kit for you.
I'm excited for it.
Well, we gotta talk with Mommy and see if we've got the fundage yet for me to start ordering that.
Yeah.
So, if you guys are wondering what me and my daughter are talking about, let's see here. Okay. Add display capture.
Searching for it. What you can see
dink,
right now
dink.
is
There we go. Streamception! Alright, we'll put that over there. We'll move you guys off of there. We'll bring up this. I'm kind of in the way, so I will come over here and I will move me and chat over to here. There we go.
Okay. We go.
So, if we go to tronclub.com, it is a monthly circuit building kit that you pay, it has everything that you need
To make something.
to make something, and it comes with all these little tutorials. You've got beginner's kits and advanced kits. Now, the beginner's kits is what I'm going to start my daughter on. As you can see, they start out for $25 a month or $275 a year for the beginner's kit. Or you can go with the advanced kit, same price. Okay, I might have to.
Mom's over
Oh, okay.
there.
I might have to call it quits. One of my friends just showed up and
Yeah.
is looking through my window at me.
He's like,
But anyway, so the plan is I'm gonna get this for my daughter because she wants to learn how to, she wants to learn electronics. So, and what we're probably gonna do is figure out a day, and we're gonna be on stream doing it. So, for those that want it, there you go. But I am gonna call it quits for tonight. Thank you all for joining me tonight. Let's see if there's anybody I can bounce you over to. Let's see. Who is on right now?
I'm like bouncing to a different.
You guys in the mood for Elite Dangerous? Because I've got a couple of guys playing that. Warwick TV. I know he doesn't like raids, so we won't do a raid, but maybe I'll at least host him. Okay. We'll go ahead and bounce you guys over here. I'm going to go ahead and host him. All, have a good night, all.